Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Huck. Today I am doing my December reading predictions. So these are the books that I am predicting I will want to read in December, and I'm hoping to get quite a bit of reading done in December since the holidays are coming up and I will be on break at the end of the month. There's also a readathon that is happening in December, but I will be doing a separate TBR video for that, so that will be coming. But these are some books that overall I'm hoping to get to at some point in the month, and a couple of these I need to get to also to complete some reading goals that I had set for the year. So the first two books that I have are Blue Lily Lily Blue and The Raven King by Maggie Stiefvater. These are the last two books in the Raven cycle, and I've been rereading this whole series. I am trying to finish my reread by the end of the year, and I actually reread the second book, The Dream Thieves, as part of the Witchathon in October, and The Dream Thieves I buddy read with Kara from Wild Book Garden, and we had a fun time doing that, so we're going to be buddy reading these ones as well. These books continue to follow Blue and Gansey, Adam and Ronan, and all of the characters in Henrietta as they are searching for Glendower, the dead Welsh king, who they are hoping they can wake up so that he will be able to grant them a wish. The next book that I have is also for one of my reading goals, which is Ship of Destiny by Robin Hobb. This is the third and final book in her Live Ship Traders trilogy, and one of my reading goals has been to read at least one Robin Hobb series every year. So I just finished the second book, which was The Mad Ship, in November, and I have one more month to meet my goal by reading this ginormous book. This one is also like 900 pages. This follows many characters. It is a multi-perspective high fantasy novel with lots of family politics, world politics, pirates, slave traders, sea serpents, dragons, all kinds of things going on in it. We follow the Vestrit family among other characters. The Vestrits have a live ship, which is a magical kind of ship that has its own sentience. They are extremely valuable ships. Althea Vestrit wants to inherit the family ship, but her family, through different family politics, prevents her from doing so, and then that starts off this whole story. And now we're getting into some prophecies and stuff that are going on. There's a lot of different threads, a lot of different characters. It's a very complex world and story. But I enjoyed the second book a lot, so I'm looking forward to this third one. They always take forever to read. And this next book is another one that I need for completing a goal, which is The Sparrow by Mary Doria Russell. So this is a science fiction story that I am reading for my Science Fiction Through the Decades reading challenge, where I read one influential science fiction book from the 1950s to the 1990s. I realized that in some of my previous videos I said from the 50s to the 2000s, but then I went back and looked at what I had actually written down as like the challenge, and it's from the 50s to the 90s. So we're stopping at the 90s because also I don't have time to do to the 2000s. But this is the 90s pick, so this is the last book on that list that I created at the beginning of the year. And this is about the first contact that Earth has with aliens. So aliens reach out and contact Earth, and while all of the different leaders of Earth are trying to figure out what to do and how to respond to this, a group of Jesuits put together a group of people to send out into space to contact these aliens. It is supposed to be a story about the intersection of science and religion. I have heard that it really grapples with the idea of what it means to be human, which all are topics that I think sound really interesting. Also, actually, after putting this book on my TBR for that challenge, and really having no idea what it was, I just know that it's considered an influential book, I saw that Maggie Stiefvater tweeted about that she read this book and really enjoyed it, and I like Maggie Stiefvater's books, so that kind of makes me more optimistic about this. So I am really intrigued to see how this one goes. So those are all of the ones that I want to read to complete particular challenges or reading goals for the year. I also have some wintry reads that I wanted to get to hopefully in December for those winter vibes. But the first one is Spinning Silver by Naomi Novik. This is a multi-perspective fantasy story that is a retelling of Rumpelstiltskin, and this is also one of the books that I recently hauled and talked about that one of the main characters in this story is Jewish, and I've been trying to find more fantasy stories with Jewish characters, so I'm really interested to see how this one goes and how that influences the story and the character. And the last one that I have here is The Girl in the Tower by Catherine Arden. This is a series that a lot of people talk about around winter time. This is not exactly a fairy tale retelling, but it is fairy tale inspired, and it uses a lot of Russian folklore in it. I read The Bear and the Nightingale 2 years ago, maybe? Was it last year or 2 years ago? I don't know. I read a little while ago, and The Bear and the Nightingale I thought was okay. I wasn't as swept up with it as some other people. Like, I enjoyed it, but I wasn't in love with it. But I was intrigued enough to want to continue the series. So I have the second book here, and this seemed like a good time of year to read it because this takes place in Russia, I think. And it's very cold. I remember the first one having very like wintry vibes. So I think that this may be a good one to get into in December if I have time. So those are all the books I am including in this predictions video. As I said, there will be a actual TBR video coming out for the Witchathon that is later in the month. But let me know in the comments if you have read any of these books, what you thought of them, thoughts, opinions, what you think I should prioritize. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, bye.